Well, after signing that contract with the school board and driving home and having a little time to think about it, it stayed on my mind more than just driving home. That, boy, the biggest challenge for you at that school is going to be discipline in the high school. The board really is concerned about that, and you've assured them that, you can take care of it. But you better give it some serious thought, because it's apparently a bigger problem than you've ever been involved in anywhere else. Well, from what the board said and what I picked up from others that were a little bit familiar with that ELKHART situation, it was primarily a boys' problem. And I became aware that not only was the board concerned, but that the community was truly concerned about it, that they expected something different to be done. Well, my mind got to going back over, you look backwards, you look in your own experience for hints on a situation like that, and I got to thinking, Coach Swinehart would have, I don't know what he would have done to one of us if we'd been really rude to other kids or to a teacher or a principal, superintendent. He wouldn't have killed us, but we might have wished we were dead. He would have been on us like steam all over a blanket. Well, then I got thinking about Coach Lamb there at Hartner. Boy, not only would he not have anybody calling a kid on his team an idiot, he wouldn't have one of his kids acting like an idiot in behavior with other students or teachers or superintendent or principal. Well, and certainly when I was a coach at Coates, nothing like that ever came up. But if it had, I can tell you right now, as a coach, I would have been right in the middle of it. You don't give our team, our boys, that kind of a downer with that kind of behavior. So somewhere along the line, I don't know, second, third visit after signing that contract, maybe even the day I signed it, I don't know, I said to the board, where were your coaches when all this stuff was going on? They kind of looked at each other and said, well, our coaches are good guys, but they're not disciplinarians, not much for discipline at all. Well, I don't think I preached a sermon, but I expect my face said, well, I don't think much of coaches that don't give some backing to the school administrator and take care of a lot of those kind of problems. I don't remember in any way suggesting that they should change coaches, but it wasn't too long after that that they informed me that they had let both coaches go and that I should list the vacancies and see what I could find as replacements. Well, that was a time then that I'd hoped that Coach Lamb might go with me to ELKHART, and he said, it's too far out there. But he did go to the Anthony track meet and come back with some names that we'll deal with a little bit later. And they were, when I checked them out, the best of the applicants that I got for the openings at ELKHART. Also got to remembering that at Hartner, much smaller school, but we had Mr. Noble, designated principal of the high school. He took care of a lot of things without me having to be involved. And yes, I, in some ways, was like the superintendent principal, and like he was more like an assistant principal maybe in some ways, but there was a different hierarchy there, and no question who was in charge when I wasn't around and so on. And apparently they didn't have any such arrangement at ELKHART.